What's up, Salim? How you doing, man? 6 years, 7, Bitcoin to zero, dude. Nah. Congrats on the face cam. You're hilarious. We're back in business. Dude, Bitcoin, though. 63. What we talked about yesterday. We talked about this getting up to 64. Upside target was 64. I mean, we're ripping. Yo, Dame, what's up, brother? Market is a ripping. Solana, 6% today, guys. Can it get any better than that? Not really. But we will take that all day long. It's been one of those weeks for me, though, guys. I'm sorry. I'm literally like 2 hours late. Gosh. Sorry. Been one of those weeks. I had to turn around and get something else done because I forgot. And now I'm here. But it's all right. We'll look at the charts. We got some time, about 2 hours. Do a nice little 2-hour stream here. And look at some charts, potential trade opportunities on the U.S. futures. And we'll go from there. Hopefully you guys have had a good day either way. We're live in Spaces as well. In the morning, by the way, if on Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm not on here by a certain time, go to the Spaces on X. Yep. Yeah, you as well. Quad witching. Always fun. But, yo, Mark, what's up, man? Welcome to the Hodl Gang, dude. I appreciate you joining. Appreciate you joining up. Am I in a trade? Not right now. I was going to look at the cues here. But again, this morning, these reversal zones, man, they played out so well. We'll be looking for a trade. Almost have fully passed the top step account. We've passed several Apex accounts already, but again, I have them like to trade. I might copy trade them, but I'm not a huge fan of their payout policy. You got 2 months. 2 months until you can like actually unlock your full balance is kind of insane. So we're literally a day. We're like 1 or 2 days away from passing the top step account. We can literally request our entire or half our balance after 5 days. So I'll take that versus 2 months. I'm trying to make sure we got something going on here. Give me a sec. But as everybody's joining up here, we will be shortly getting into all the charts. Yo, trading SRV, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the love, brother. Actually, we might look into a trade here in just a second, gentlemen. We're gonna see here. I want to see if we can come back to this node right here. I like this. I like this level. Come right back into this level here, 21.27. Let's see if that happens. Retest this imbalance as well. Turn the music down. You're right. I probably should. Sorry. That's my B, brother. Appreciate you. Let me know. Right to 2.7. There we go. Well, that was nice. I'll take that. Cool. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, man. Yo, what's up, Sniper? Do you live every day? I try to when I can. Yeah, that was a nice little move there. 20,100. I was looking that level for a target today, but now it's just holding, which is good. Wish I was here in the morning to trade it, but it's all good. No, that's LuxAlgo. Your idea. Cameron, I accidentally took it on the practice account, which is kind of depressing. I just loaded it up. I took a scalp on the practice account there. Kill me. Because I had that on. Usually later in the day I'll have it on, but I forgot to take it off. I could show you the there. I wanted to see. Which is annoying because that would have been one step closer. It's all good. Where's labels? Settings. Or is it up here? I think it's up here. Thought we could bring those up there. Yo, what's up, Chart? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. Supposed to be able to give me the yeah, man, Bitcoin's absolutely ripping right now, guys, which is awesome. You can't get better than that. Bitcoin 63, it's in our high volume node here. I like it. Just like our bull case, remember we talked about was 67K, getting in that. We're in this high volume node now as plotted on Sunday. Target right now, open close highs up here 64 200s ish. So we'll see. NQ right now, though, we'll get to go over a little bit more Bitcoin later. NQ, I like this imbalance and high volume node. It's starting to reject right now. I would like to see if it does or not. Yeah, we have some conflicting. This is a conflicting side right now. If this candle does close down, though, I like the downside better because we just broke this structure here. All right, on the lower time frame. Or I can just turn it on in my price action concepts indicator. If I drop down the cents. Come on. Flip it. Flip over. Let's see. I wish I could pull up. Hold on. Let me see how I did this before. No, you gonna do it? Okay. Symbol name, symbol previous day, indicator name, count now for canvas, no, symbols, no. Why is when I click, oh here, this has got to be it, right? Percent, no. Inverted scale, no. Preferences, here, this is probably it. Show chart executions, there you go. There you go. Dumb practice account though. Nice, just little, I think it was like a, I don't know. It was a 30-point move. Yeah, 30-point move. On the practice though, which is lame. Forgot to switch it. Tesla's been ripping today. Absolutely ripping. There's just a lot of volatility today because we have quad witching tomorrow. We got quad witching tomorrow, and then we have we had FOMC yesterday. We go to the higher time frame here on the NASDAQ. You can see trying to come up at these highs, but we got a long way to go, like to these all-time highs, right? Here the daily. Yo, chart, have you created an indicator that fuses RSI on candlestick chart type as opposed to separate panel? Dude, you can literally do that already. You know, if you type in RSI here and add it to your chart, I can just move this here. You know that, right? I hope you do. But there you go. It's on the same chart. Dude, this thing's right to that 20,200. I did post this morning about what I was looking at. I wasn't able to actually trade it. But again, ripping after hours, I said, I'm going to be honest, I don't see much downside. Maybe slight drop it open, cover VWAP. Well, let's go to the 5-minute here. What did we see? This one didn't actually hit open. It hit VWAP. Dang, VWAP was way down there. ES did. ES covered VWAP. It's just the daily oscillator matrix, guys, on the daily chart was at above, just breaking out of 50 on the NASDAQ. Like, that's hella bullish. We wanted 20,100 for a potential reject and then continuation if it were to retest the highs from yesterday. But again, it didn't really matter. It's literally just, I guess the one, that's ES, never mind. On the NQ, let's see. NQ on the 1 hour almost tested it, but Went right to 20,100. It's been trying to reject, but it's not. It's just funny. I think it's a 4 hour. Yeah. It just I crushed that order block. The top of it, it shouldn't have crushed it yet. Let's see. Oh, I don't have them on. I'm dumb. There you go. So it's still there. It's trying to create a breaker right now on this one. It's trying to create a breaker right now on this specific order block here. It is. Well, tomorrow's closing is going to be more interesting because of the gold. Gold fell off, didn't it? Gold's just holding these highs. Dude, look at that VWAP bounce on gold. Holy cow. High volume node bounce. Oh, man, I love the reversal zones, dude. Here's your 1 hour reversal zones. Tag the reversal zone after consolidation. Again, reversal zones are the best in consolidation. What a fall off there. Is that reject? And we're sitting at a pretty key level on the daily and the 4 hour. I mean, it makes sense. A little bit of reaction. Everyone should have at least some XRP to be able to thrive in the new financial system. Dude, no, sell that. Sell the XRP, bro. You don't need to be holding XRP. You guys crazy. Literally, peg. Let's look at gold again. Go with the 15-minute. Hold on. Oh, on a Wanda. Look at that VWAP bounce. You can't get better than that, my friends. 5-minute here. Oh, buddy. That's gold. Double tap reversal zones. Double tap reversal zones, break structure, holds that breaker block, and then rallies to the upside order block. So much better. That was awesome. And it's off VWAP. You have VWAP lining up on gold with that reversal zone. Both of those. Tags it there, rallies, tags it again, rallies. I mean, that's clean. And any sell-off, guys, this here, okay? You want to see a different, this is such a good, like just in candles in general. If you ever see a big sell-off or pump, right? You ever see a big sell-off or pump and it does opposite of a bull or bear flag, it's usually setting up for a reversal, right? So this here is like, let's just say it's an inverted bull flag. Let's just call it an inverted bull flag, honestly. Because like a bear flag is going to have this fake coverage bounce back, right? Higher lows, higher highs. A bull flag on the upside, remember, is lower highs, lower lows. If you have the opposite end where it's a push down, you can get lower lows and lower highs like this. If it breaks structure, breaks any of these lower highs, it has a very high probability of completely reversing. That's, you know, that's something that's like really clean. You can see there, beautiful reversal there. But if that happens at the highs where it sets a high like this, like that, after, you know, multiple bullish candles, and then it does one of these where it creeps up like this, right? More likely it's gonna drop as well once it breaks structure. All right, I'm gonna put these guys in here. I got the Spaces guys coming in. I just had to charge my phone for a minute.
The condor from yesterday, it's up.
We're in a space as well on X right now.
85% right now. I'm trying to actually sell it and then open one for tomorrow and try to go the same thing, like 11 $12 wide.
What's your guess on gold up or down right now? I would not look up because it already went up.
If we continue, I don't think we're going to get enough dollar move.
It already went up for you,
if we
brother.
dip, I don't think we're going to take the whole move, but I would say...
I'm mad that I had a
we could
trade and
definitely
it was
retrace.
on the demo. Like, or I mean,
to
both of
see,
them are
like,
demo, but it was
1 or
on the
2 5-minute
freaking
candles
practice account. What am I doing?
below the 21 EMA.
So I'm gonna go back to the NQ.
So far, we had 2 candles that were below it first thing this morning, but that was that morning volatility. But since
Oh!
we haven't even closed.
Buddy old pal,
underneath
look
it.
at that hammer off of imbalance. Golly, dude. The things you miss. The things you miss. We're right inside a high volume node though. From the current price action on the day.
Over under is interesting. 38.5.
This is money. We can discuss Bitcoin, yes, as well. I just want to see Bitcoin. If you guys don't already know, we think end of the year we could have a really big pump as due to 2020.
Yeah, we got a little triangle thing.
Back in 2020 when Trump got elected, and we discussed this about 100 times yesterday, but we'll do it again. When Trump got elected in 2020, September, we were kind of in the similar situation we are now. Then September closed red last time in that election year. And then after, like, in November or October to December, Bitcoin ran 200%, really, 170%. So that would be something that we would potentially see. We could see again if it's going to repeat. I mean, everything's lining up for that same concept to happen, to be honest.
I had 10 just really light just because it's lunchtime, just for fun, honestly.
We have the halving
And
that
I
happened
got
this
10
year
points
and the
so
election
far.
happening
I've
as
sold
well.
7. I got 3
If Trump gets
left.
elected
And then
with
the
his endorsement of
IWM cup
Bitcoin
and
as much
handle,
as he's been
I
kind
put
of
the
riding
breakout
that,
at
it could be really
RPY,
big for
just made a
Bitcoin.
quick $105 or just
But
over 2
I
points
need
there
it
on
back
my
over
top.
67K to be
The
full on
double top on QQQ
bullish, to be
is
honest.
at 485.54, by the way.
Here we go. SPY's pushing.
Really large flag here, basically. I think we're probably going to
Yeah, it looks
break
like it
out
wants
at
to
some
go.
point today.
Yeah. Up 11 points. Want to see this pop up to this previous high on SPY. Come on.
Yeah, Robert, I'm just talking about how. Sorry, I might have said that in a weird way. I'm talking about how it's just an election year with the halving, and it was coming out of a Trump
All right, getting close
presidency.
to that next fill.
So I'm not saying that. Yeah, because obviously Trump wasn't president. He was president going into it.
I took one off at 83.5.
And it's the Trump things, you know, and then the reason I was saying Trump too is because of his recent endorsement of Bitcoin and all that. The Trump thing is not as important. I think just the election. I think the election year and then because of the volatility it brings on top of the halving is why. Exactly. That's pretty much why.
Fell and then come back into the range. But it's a strong trend. It could just be a flag and
I'm not
breaks
personally
out.
LuxAlgo, but I'm part of the massive team that is LuxAlgo.
NVIDIA isn't
Those
really
asking on the other
participating,
stream.
but it's doing fine where it's holding, so it could just catch up, right?
We're in a space right now on X. I'll try to mute them when I'm not talking to them. I don't know, guys. I like a run for new high here. Both ES and NQ.
Yeah, it looks like it wants to shoot up to a new high.
Every dip keeps getting bought up pretty quick.
Of course it wants to go higher. KC-Algo that LuxAlgo created said long. Of course.
Exactly.
The LuxAlgo.
Yeah, just one of the
Yo, guys, look at this. This morning, I wish I could trade this morning. NASDAQ runs 50% retracement off a breaker block as well. Beautiful bounce. Pretty much had a morning star as well there. That off of that candle there. Very nice push.
A long 45 minutes ago when it closed at 570.65. Now we're pushing up here, up $1 on SPY. Here we go. Come on.
Same spot again. Let's see what
Here it
happens.
is. Trigger order. Come on.
Trigger it.
Trigger it. Ah! It was 0.25 away. Come on. Give me the 13-point trim.
Quad witching is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow.
Does anybody know what this is, by the way, right here? Anybody know what this is right
Or
here?
a Sharky call.
Does anybody see anything? That's not just an FVG. It's an inversion, which is, in my opinion, a lot better. You'll hear a lot of people trade inversions if you haven't already. Again, took out, you had this massive imbalance to the downside, took out it again, and then there's your inversion. But again, I can literally click, I can, on the price action concept indicator, add it as I can click an inversion there, like on this, and you'll see it. There's that gap. But inversions are really good. It just immediately reverts and creates the same gap on the opposite side, usually very bullish or bearish sign, depending on which direction. I didn't see it. Should have had it on.
What's pushing us right now? Just Apple? Amazon's been making a nice push.
NVIDIA is trying to break too. It's kind of helping. There she goes. Go, go, go.
Where are we at, boy? Oh my god, it's still going.
Give us like give us a good pop over the high. Don't like tease it and then drop. Like,
Yeah.
fill some stops. Let's go.
Seriously.
Oh, come on. Don't do me like that.
I think just pull the rug out from everyone right here.
Literally just drops like 100 points. I mean, already trying to do it.
Come on, 350 points lower. Fuck.
Oh, I've just got
Spider, not every day, man. I'm trying to be more in tune. We were here yesterday. We were here Tuesday. So, you know, it's just been random times. It's just
Or this is the time where, like,
life with kids, man.
they
It's
throw out some.
a little crazy, but I try to be
Bad
here every
news on
day for the
something.
most part. Except for Fridays. Fridays right now will be tough. So we won't be here tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday.
The runner to 77. And I just put my take profit.
Just
at
make sure you sub
787
to the
for
LuxAlgo
15 points,
YouTube
and
channel.
That'll be my last move for the day.
It's not a free indicator, but you can get it risk-free for 30 days. You just go to the website at
Somebody's
luxalgo.com
doing a little batch of liquidity.
or click the link in the description of this live stream, and then you can try it out risk-free for 30 days.
Looks pretty flaggy to me right here, gentlemen.
Dude, Solana Peg is going nuts.
Oh yeah.
What a bounce back. Yeah, they don't care. They're gonna buy every dip. Like, screw this. We're going for highs. NQ lagging, whatever.
Here we go.
Send it. Some guy just asked, shall I invest in alcohol-free water? What? Is that a thing?
What?
What does that even mean? There it is. Oh, that's what I like to see. That was beautiful.
Let's go.
There's your stop orders. You tell me this guy didn't drink water, he just drinks alcohol. Oh, jeez. That was awesome.
I'm putting this little flag after the cup and handle.
What a lovely pop. Exactly, Vance. Vance knows what's up, bro. Bitcoin, we could have this end of year pump. It's going to be incredible. Let's get it, baby. Bro. This was on the practice, but someone tell me why we just... I'm mad I took it on the practice. 48 points.
Hesitation.
48 points so far. 0 drawdowns, like maybe 2-3 points of drawdown. Just that lower high was a little
They
scary.
could go further though. That's my
Gosh.
concern.
Yeah, no worries.
You can, if you sub, you can put on the alert thing. You'll see it. Maybe water-free alcohol. I don't know, man. I don't know what he was saying. You should have went long on Bitcoin yesterday. Yo, are you talking to me, Vance? Because I just buy Bitcoin every week. I don't trade Bitcoin. I just invest in it. I think that's what you should do in crypto, unless you like are out of the U.S. and you can, you know, trade leverage for if you want, but you got to be smart with the leverage. Can't be an idiot. You can't 100x leverage. You're crazy. It's just like not even worth it. Unless like you 100x like 10% of your account or something. Not even that. Like you 100x a small amount of money, which adds up to 10% of your account. So you could, you know. Oh man, that would be nuts. Anyone listening should go long Bitcoin. Anyone listening should just be holding Bitcoin if they're not. All right, now where do we go? Let's say the 4 hour on NQS from Rue. Hit like 200s today. Be nice, 250s. Got a lot of room to the upside. There's a decent daily gap between 400 and 700. That would be... Maybe we'll have some fun up in there tomorrow. Continue the trend. Look at that bounce that's from the low, right? Look at that retracement bounce there from the low. Look at this here, 71% from that low. This is from that actual swing low there, the lowest point from this swing structure to the highest point of that bounce back. The retrace 618, the golden area on top of the money flow profile.
That's it for me.
On top of the money flow profile, giving you the best possible area to buy because of it being the highest peak in volume there in this entire 200 bar range, in this entire range here. I mean, you really can't get better than that. If you wanted to wait for a reaction, your buy would be 18, like right under 19K. You had a $1,000 move. Insane.
I think we stopped 4 pennies short of the.
Yeah, we're close.
MMK has a level at 572.04.
Dude,
So
dude, Jill.
should see
You're
a
gonna knock
decent
down the
rejection
phone.
here on.
There it goes. You almost knocked it down. What do you have? A sock. Yuck. Give me that sock. All right, chill. All right, get down. He's gonna knock the desk over. Dude just ripped a hole in my leg, I swear, with his nails.
Ooh, that's a shooting star there on the 2.
We are on our way there, man.
Always welcome to the
We
90
were
minutes, so.
we passed several of the Apex accounts. Their payout policy is just a little meh. I mean, I mostly invest in Bitcoin and then like swing trade options. That's mostly what I do. But you know, the prop firm thing is such a big deal right now. I'm fighting this dog under the desk. Please chill, dude. Oh, we're just trading the Qs. Mostly just the Qs or ES, depending on which one we like setups with in the current situation. In this situation, not a huge fan of any of this. We had a trade off of this right here, 20,100, 114-ish. Gosh, dude, freaking huge.
NVIDIA not participating.
But it was not in the actual combine, which I'm a little pissed about. That's fine. Should we jump back over? Well, we're gonna wait and see. See what's next. Loving these price moves though, not just a single direction. Last night was crazy. Every imbalance bounced. Every slight imbalance last night bounced perfectly. Look at this pump here. Like, what was that? That was crazy. Does anybody know why the NASDAQ, like, around 7 o'clock p.m. last night just ripped?
I don't know, but I was alone. Oh my.
That one.
No.
That one.
Well, we were all talking last night. Frankie was calling it. He was saying like he thinks the real move comes 10 hours after the actual.
I know, but like
exactly
just
what happened.
that it had a random spike, like.
It was like 10 minutes before 8 Eastern.
Yeah, like it literally 188 points in like a matter of like
right
10
before
fucking crazy.
I think right before Japan opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shorted it 144 points.
Yeah, because
And,
it came right back down and then shelled.
But like the thing is, it kept going, so like I had to cover. So I was like, yeah, I'm behind 8 ball, and then when it back tested, that's when I bought it and I did well. And then I tried to, like 12:30, I tried to short it a little bit, and I was kept on like taking it back in really quickly. So I traded around it for like an hour and actually made a few $100, but I'm like, I'm exhausted. This is ridiculous. And I went to bed.
Fall asleep at your desk in the middle of a trade.
I went to bed at like 1:30. I was like, this is enough. But I didn't really trade after 10 to 1.
That's nuts.
I was on like a macro space. It was pretty
Yeah.
fun. Couple vodkas. Light ones.
Gosh.
But and then I woke up and I'm like, oh my god, look at this thing.
Literally.
Oh, was that some sell volume on SPY?
And I, at that point there was no levels. I'm like, oh my god, just going.
Bitcoin, man. Again, we're watching to see if it can rally to
1.5 million
66,000.
shares. That's fine.
66, 67. I want to see that. We're in a high volume node now on Bitcoin, which is good. We're back in it. 64K is that first mark on the daily. 64 here, 64,200. But this
What's
high
the
volume
average?
range we're in, I want to see it. I want to see it break these highs.
Average what?
Volume.
Or
I
what?
mean, what's I'm sorry. What's the volume in NQ? Let me see. The volume's been decreasing as the day goes on.
Yep. Well, you can't blame him. Who's wanting to long up here? But it's not a short at this point.
All right, now yellow is just messing around. God bless. Robert, most people just use prop firms right now. So like I've been trying out Top Step X, but you can use any of them. Trade. I mean, it depends. Are you in the U.S.? Because like outside the U.S., you might have to trade like specific contracts in other brokers. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think we can make a run right up to 200 on the NQ now after breaking that high. I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
I know. I'm canceling offers I have in the high 70s.
I think they could. Yeah, I would say if it's gonna get up closer, the closer it gets to 200, I think they'll just run it straight there. I mean, that's literally the 4-hour. That 4-hour open close high from that major sell-off in late August. So I don't know. We'll see it. We're gonna have to get it holding these highs pretty well first.
Let's see if it comes in back tests.
Yeah, 208, 20,208 to 20,256 is supply area.
TSX, one of the only ones that gives you seconds and ticks for free. I mean, if you're paying for a combine, you can get ticks for free on Top Step X. I mean, every dip gets bought. That's just crazy. That was just another small dip and just right back up.
So I've been front running the 10-minute 21 EMA all day, just like trying to buy it right near there.
All right, put the updated SPY chart there at the top of spaces. Hit that top level perfectly from the chart previously and sold that last NES for 16 points.
I'll be honest, guys. This would be your target
For
range
me,
right
for the
now.
day,
As crazy as it is at a high,
trades, but still going to hang out.
if
with
it
you
breaks
guys
this,
for
I
a
mean,
little
you
bit
could take like
longer,
a
but hope everyone
a
had
short
great trading
move
day so
here.
far.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
it's crazy at a high, but like this
Love
market,
it, Casey.
very aggressive.
Love
I
it.
just want to see if it.
Love you, boys.
It's already confirmed this high. Yeah, Casey, good to see you, man. I'll see if it holds it. Yo, Muppet, what's up, man? If it breaks this low here, then we'll see. But for now, just because this 4-hour, just because this 4-hour level, I like it a lot. And all these dips keep getting bought. We just made that breaker on the 4-hour as well. It's like, it just looks like what's a trend the rest of the day. 15-minute looks good. 15-minute just half the reversal zone. Doesn't look like it needs much more to get up there, to be honest. All right, push it real good. also out of, and that was that high volume node there at the highs. Not, and there's some decent volume there from the rejects here on the daily, but again, let's see here. All these time frames.
All right, let's see if they rug it.
If anything, watch this. Watch this level here. If it pulls back to this, watch that.
Or dip it real good.
I posted a new YouTube
Oh,
video
yeah.
of the trade recap.
If it can
from
break,
last night.
if it can
Might
break
as well
back under
check
here,
that out. That link is up top.
if it can break that there, guys, then we can maybe
is
then
trying
see
to,
a retest of this zone here.
Break down a little bit.
All right. This is where I would
The
want
video
it
done anything.
potentially to make a decent buyback, but I mean they keep buying these dips. It's
Microsoft
crazy.
sideways.
Maybe that, maybe. If not, you would see this then. Two scenarios that I'll be watching right now.
Can you guys
These are
watch
my
Netflix like
Two
5-minute chart?
scenarios.
Like it always has like very drastic moves, and it always seems to kind of lead the market.
Dude, Netflix.
Unless
is
it just
banger.
wants to go.
I love that name to
But-
trade. It can be tough sometimes.
That
but
node down there is nice.
It
And you have
just-
this.
it
You see,
moves, like,
so we have the
both
imbalance.
Both
some
directions.
contracts are not.
See how we have the imbalance there as well? Almost fully filled. Didn't get fully filled, but the only difference right now is these highs, right? The only difference right now is these highs right here. If it holds those highs, it should have no problem continuing. Maybe at a slow pace, a little snail's pace. Indicators I'm using are the price action concepts, which is the order blocks you see. Signals and overlays, which is these reversal zones, which again, on these lower time frames, it's still stretched. Haven't gone up there yet again. And then the money flow profile is the volume profile here. What's that sentiment there? So a lot more buying at this level has happened than selling. A lot of buying. So the buying scenario could be better. Let me add Bitcoin to this list. All right, there you go. That's so it retraced, bounced off that node, and then went on here on gold for the lower time frame. 15-minute bounce
How
off an
you doing?
imbalance, 5-minute high
How
volume
you
node.
Hey, Mikey.
Well, they got that 572 you talked about yesterday, Mikey.
Yes, sir. Fuck, man.
Bitcoin's still going for
Everything
64. That's my
cranked
target
in
on
the morning
Bitcoin.
so hard, my head was spinning. I'm expecting a new high day on SPY, just letting you guys know.
Yeah, same. I mean, it just looks like it wants to keep going. No problem. I didn't even realize SPY filled its gap this morning. That's awesome.
What cap?
Ticker MSTR 155 call.
Oh, you mean from like yesterday's high?
Yeah, why is that weird? Why am
Yeah,
I?
it filled yesterday's high gap. Didn't fill the gap is still there.
Yeah, I was about to say my trading view is bugging.
Yeah, EMP only 27% of the
Oh,
time.
it's the it's playing the wick on the FOMC. That's why it's being weird.
Right.
I was like, that doesn't make sense.
And it really could not be a lot closer. The polls where she's leading Trump is basically within the statistical margin of error. So how do you decipher these polls? I think one with a little bit of caution. These are a snapshot in time, right? So we'll
Man, every dip, man, every dip.
Take it higher.
They're ready. They're ready, boy. Send us to 200. There she goes.
Ticker ASTS, $33 call.
But they know they got to do the work. Lisa, what's your take on this? And if you're Donald Trump, do you have to worry about? You really seem to own that. Who do you trust to handle the economy? Who do you trust to handle interest rates? Or is this kind of a brief feeling of euphoria after the Fed finally started cutting?
Again, I'm still looking for 20,200 on the dot for the NQ. Come on.
Very well, very cautious about it, getting excited because there's still a little ways to go, Joe. So yes, I think economic news moving in the right direction under Kamala Harris, Joe Biden's administration, I think does work in their favor. Donald Trump still will always
Inversion.
that voters see as the one that they feel more confident as it relates to the
New high on Q's there.
for worse. I'm not so sure that
SPY, 595 call, October 18.
There's a bunch of sell orders.
Yeah, NQ hit a tiny little high there and then it came down. Little baby high.
First sells I've seen in a while.
your messaging is hitting.
We have a 10-year tips auction in 12 minutes.
Yeah, so, I mean, already a solid trend day with FOMC yesterday. It just hit a baby high, which is interesting. I say baby high because it barely tapped that high, and now it's coming back. So now, since it didn't really have an aggressive move through that high, we'll see kind of what it does here. But now what I would want to see, if it actually doesn't retest that high, is a break of structure to the downside. But I want to break these two highs here. So it's mostly what's going to have to happen for me to see any type of downside is go retest this high volume node, and this, sentiment there was all bulls. You got this imbalance that hadn't been fully filled yet. More than likely break through that, then give me something like that, like retest it again. So there'd be a lot that has to happen to the downside for me to even want to take a downside trade. It'd have to break this node imbalance, and literally everything was bull sentiment off that level, and then we can go back retest these lows maybe. But again, if this thing, it's literally, dude, this is just bull freaking buys. Every single low is just freaking drilled with buys. Is it gonna flip? If this thing closes green, be nuts. It's not going to. Almost did. Got close. Oh, maybe. Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome, Aaron. Is that S/R channel made by the indicator? Which one? Like, you're talking about the yellow? These are just high. This is called the money flow profile. We just released a video on it on our YouTube as well, if you guys want to check that out.
AMD new high. I expect my 160 calls to get in the money.
We're in a space as well, by the way. Every dip. It's going to have, like, somebody's got to dump, like, 1,000 lots or something to get some sellers.
It probably times it with the top of the hour in that auction.
Very true. Yeah, that could happen. 100%. Or we could just pump some more.
NVIDIA is trying to pump now.
or we could just rip straight to 200.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I am so confident that my AMD 160s are going to get in the money. I'm doing AMD 165 now, and I'm scalping the premium up.
Yo. Guy's crazy. Are you in a trade? We're watching this level right now. See if we can run to 200s. We talked about if you wanted to take a trade, it would have been somewhere in the middle here. Very, very, very low risk. Targeting all the way up here to the 200s if you wanted to take a trade. We have an auction coming up. I don't know which one it is. Let me double check. We do have an auction coming up top of the hour, which should see a little bit of volatility. Let's see here. Today is Thursday. Do we have anything? I don't think we posted the auction on here. We didn't post the auction on our calendar. It just hit another high and flipped.
Don't touch it at this point.
It's hit another high and flipped. This is NQ, yes. This order block indicator is the price action concepts. Just hit another high and flipped there. Probably just waiting for the top of the hour, to be honest.
Day 3 penny short.
Dude, it just hit a new high and it got bought off the lows again. 10 year, okay, 10 years in 7 minutes.
4.5 points short on NQ.
10-year tips. Previous was 1.883%.
Oh, there's my seller friends. Well, 65 lots came in.
Dude, we're not doing that. Nope. No pause. No pause. That's it. You're
We
okay.
just slapped 130 short.
You're okay, dude. You're all right. You're okay. You stay down there. We're not getting up anywhere, buddy. Sorry. He's trying so hard to get in my lap, man. This dog gets way too excited for no reason. He's gonna rip a hole in my leg. He already did. Come on, baby. Again, for those of you now just tuning in, this is kind of the two ideas we got going on here. If it doesn't rip straight to 200, we think in 6 minutes we have the 10-year. It could get some volatility back down to this high volume node and then bounce and then maybe go to the 200s. I don't know. It could go straight there, though. It's very possible, especially that it's holding these highs. See, price is holding very well on these highs. We will find out. But still target range up there. 200. And this isn't just some random level, by the way. Just even though it says 200. If you notice, 209, there's a 4-hour open close high up here. I can bring it down a bit. 208, 4-hour open close high. And then if you look here, the 200 is sitting 160, 158. Kind of where we're at, already broke. But it's right in between these two daily highs as well.
And talk about the Fed meeting. It'll be fun.
There we go.
Gotta love how Globex is more exciting. Than
Bouncing off it bounced off these highs as well, but you have to wait for that.
Making higher highs though.
US 30, bro. Meh. NQ's better, to be honest. Come on, baby. There's a wick. Another wiki. Every dip. Bought up again.
Again, reminder for the audience that that video of me doing the trade recap, making $1,158 is up top on YouTube from last night in the Globex session. If you want to check that out.
Globex. All right, got about 3 minutes.
Let's go.
I haven't even looked at the Dow today. Here's your US 30 chart. Lower high.
Kevin Simpson on CNBC says buys more Freeport.
We provide trading indicators on TradingView.
Charlie X-ray.
This is bouncing off a imbalance and a previous breaker, which is a good sign so far. We'll see if it bounces. But there's the Dow for you. Remember that we're looking at this right now. This is what we're potentially looking for. We have the it's back again, dude. These dip buys are crazy. It's got to stop at some point, right? Maybe the 10-year will drill us.
It'll be interesting. It's just the tips. So.
This one's a 2-minute right now, 2-minute time frame. But you'll see. I mean, the 2 minutes interesting. I've been looking at it more recently. I've liked it more. Okay, here we go. Let's see how it reacts to this node here. It bounced off these previous highs here.
Yeah, I called out the MSTR 155s. They're doing very well. I'm also going to do a lotto 162 call for MSTR.
We have the auction here in 3 minutos. Less than 2 now, 2 minutes.
Two minutes till auction.
It's a 10-year tips auction. It usually gives a little bit of volatility. It's not crazy. I'm looking at both chats, man. Kai, I'm looking at both chats.
We got a tips auction.
Would you buy in the yellow zone or in the FEG? It just depends.
Coming in on the dips.
Depends how it reacts. I'm going to buy reaction. I'm not just going to assume that price is going to bounce here. If price doesn't show me that it wants to bounce there, I'm not going to buy it. That's one thing you got to read. You got to read a little bit of action there. Make sure people are buying it. If people just sell straight through, there's no reason to buy there. I would like it to pull down here, but we'll see what the auction does here. It's still over highs. Still over highs. And we got...
Are you making videos right now?
45 seconds.
Oh my god, you can hear that, huh? Oh my god, it's epic.
There's your clock down here if you can't see it. Oh, yeah. It's mobile
like,
can't see
I'm
it.
editing, dude. It's like I'm about to make it. It's like
34 seconds.
what am I gonna? It's like
This is literally just
when bro
NQ
says
futures.
like not to get emotional about a trade, but then it's also me like, oh my god, going nuts.
There's potentially a tutorial for that, yes, Kai. There's just so many videos in the making right now. It's hard to tell you exactly like when it would come out. All right, 5 seconds.
Auction's about to start right now. Candle
Beep,
close.
beep, 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 beep. Auction.
ASTS is ripping for those in the $33 calls with me.
You gonna load for me? No.
It'd be interesting. First auction since a recut. But it's just tips.
MSTR new high.
Yeah, it is just tips, so probably yeah, it's already
And if I
shown
got,
it's
like, Yelp
not
and
that
Zillow
crazy.
calling me today and all kinds
Makes
of
sense why we even didn't put it on the calendar.
sellers trying to get me to
Oh
sign.
yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, rates are gonna crack. Yeah,
Look at these
here we
wicks,
go.
dude. Look at those.
Yeah,
Wicks.
right.
I saw some videos from some local mortgage lenders last night talking
The swing
about
high and lows
cut
plus
and the
candle
amount of,
pattern
like,
indicators are.
misunderstanding.
I don't
that
know
they
when
have
it is plotting its high.
I was ready to throw my phone at the wall.
I would have to look at it for you. There you go. There's that high again. There's the buys again.
SPY still rejecting that top level on my chart there. No
What are you gonna give me?
until you see a break and hold above that level. I believe this is a trend line test for those higher lows though on the 5-minute.
To the NQ 5-minute. Yeah, got a very aggressive slope here, but there's that open close high. Like you said.
IWM is still relatively strong after that cup and handle breakout.
Dude.
Why are yields flying right now?
They want.
ENX pushing up.
Now we're just waiting. I want to see it hit this zone down here. I just want to see it hit the zone. There we go. Off the low again. Grip and rip, baby. Grip and rip. Looking for 20,001. 20,200. Dip and rip, baby. Dip and rip. Come on.
Typical week stuff, which you can do in November 12th, which is above the activity, no frequency, and then one maybe up the mountain pool. So if you want to do.
TP for you is 20,151. Did it already hit at him? Did you buy that high there? your TP hit multiple times. Are you shorting? If you shorted, it hit too. I don't know which direction you're looking at. All right, maybe you mistyped. 151 already hit. A God candle in Bitcoin? Absolutely, man. We've been waiting for this, right? While we wait for the NQ to make up its gosh darn mind, which I'm going to actually really quickly, let me just set alerts on this. Let me set alerts on it to retest this. Alert. All right, let's look at Bitcoin real quick. So you guys already know Bitcoin on these other time frames. We were looking at a potential push to these daily highs. Right there, bop, 64,200. 64K is upside target. We pretty much fill this entire imbalance here. Upside target would be 64,200s. We have a high volume, as you can see here, from this yellow low to that yellow high. When we're in that, we tend to range, right? When we're in that area there, if I were to just drag this over, that's where majority of your volume's sitting. We're back in that range now. Because we're back in that range, we're looking like we do honestly want to just continue. So I'm going to be, if we're going to close this aggressive today, my bull case above this node here. Notice, what else do we have at that node? Very, very heavy on the sellers. Sellers have won that level majority of the time. Now, every single time price retests that level doesn't mean there's always going to be sellers sitting there. Yeah, I'm sure people are going to try to sell it there, especially if they're like scalping or actually trading it. I'm sure they'll try to sell it there. But, you know, as of now, the more it touches it on the buy side, the less likely it might actually get sold at. So, potentially, now there might not be sellers there anymore. But we'll see. A lot of buyers at these lows here on 63 where we're at. So, we'll see if maybe we take that out as well. But Bitcoin, possibilities. Looks like the NQ's finally breaking now. Let's go see. Let's go see, NQ. There you go. There you go. There you go. This is the case we're looking for right now. Ooh, this one. Back when we were here. But whatever. Now we're going to go here.
I'm going to stop loving you.
Bop. Bop.
Come on, fill my condor for profit. Let's go.
You have this imbalance down here too. I want to see, honestly, here. Here. Here and here. Like that. Right there. Boom. Somewhere around in there. Somewhere around in there. Let's see. Unless it already gets bought. If it already gets bought, fine.
My body, like my below my collarbone is so sore.
Homie's cooked.
Below your collarbone?
Yeah, right below it.
Like your back muscle?
Like the very top part of it.
Like where it connects to your shoulder?
Yeah. Feels horrible.
Grip and rip it, baby. John Daly.
Grip it and rip it. John Daly does a lot of other things. Just grip it and rip it. He's smoking it. He's drinking it. Barefoot in it. He does a lot.
He's doing everything.
True Arkansas legend.
The king. No, nobody's at the doctor. It's just everything's moving so slow right now, so because it's lunch. We don't know. They don't know what else to talk about.
Come on, drop it down to 15.05 somewhere.
Solana's doing good, man. Not really much to talk about on Solana. Solana's, if you've been on my stream before, I always talk about Solana, but
30 years at 6.09.
Solana's ripping right now. I would say that daily time frame is what we're watching. You're in this node right now, but 50s up here. I would say maybe start to struggle in this little overlap here with high volume, 47-ish. But I mean, it looks so good, man. It looks so good. I think 50s again before we see any problem.
We're watching by the dip here off the 21 again.
Yeah. It's just a trend day. It's one of those days.
This 15-minute kind of looks like a flag.
You said if Bitcoin rejects around that 66K, if it gets up to that level, I don't think it would have much issue, to be honest. If it can get through this high, you'll probably see a really big push, probably to 70. Whatever the high of this is, 70 again. Maybe 68K issues. But again, it would just be the bounce.
We'll be back in 20 minutes. So we can bring me back.
It would look something like this if it rejected 70. I think you see that, because then, yeah. I mean, maybe 61, maybe 62, 63 if it wanted to do a full 50% retracement. I just don't think it would. I think the next time it gets up to 70, it would just retest this previous lower high. I don't think it would have much issue. You said now it marks a chotch on NQ. Let me see. On what time frame? 1 minute? 2 minute? You had to tell me what time frame. Let me turn on it. Let me turn it on. Oh, from there, from that swing. So, if you know already, if you know me already, when it comes to these structural things that automatically get applied on your chart, with anything, you have to take multiple levels of confluence. Is that actually a decent break of structure? Like is the candle that delivered that chotch like actually showing you that the sellers are in control? Not entirely. This has a very large lower wick, and it's holding a previous high, right? So, and you can adjust the length on these to like be better or worse, right? We have the swing structures too. But, you know, if we were to take off all of these here, a good reason to look at a decent chotch is if price does a candle like this, where it aggressively closes over right here. See this? Aggressively closes over, then look how it immediately comes back and bounces right off of that chotch level. If I just put a line there. See how it immediately bounced off that chotch level and delivered? That's what you want. If it's just like a little baby one, it can work out. I'm not going to say it isn't, because you can see right now it's starting to sell off. It's still giving you the impression that, okay, that right now downside's in control, and it is. Downside is in control. We talked about coming right back to this imbalance and overlap here, right? It's still in control, right? But it's like it'd be better off if that was a little bit less of this many wicks at that level. It's just because it's at a previous high.
But Barry, you would have to, under your scenario.
So yeah, like even here, there's you know a break to the downside, but it's a similar. Like in this case, if you don't notice, if you notice here, you have an inversion. This is an inversion fair value gap right there, right? That bounced off already and then delivered. So in this case, this thing took out these lows, created that chotch, never rejected the chotch. It just broke right through, breaks right through, and then bounces off of the inversion. That's where it's like, okay, you can treat those as well as like a structural shift. And there you go. This actually is playing out nicely. It's going right into our zone now. All right, now I'm going to be watching. Now I'm going to be watching. It's just I always want to trade both ways, little scalps. I don't know if I should stop that. No, you can 100% do that, man. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You just have to find a strategy that's going to fit that system. Just got to do whatever is going to fit that system. So like I said there, I mean, you can be as basic as you have that structure shift and then bounce off the structure shift, right? This one had a structure shift and then just completely deleted the structure shift. This one, you know, these are all pre-market though. I wouldn't really look at pre-market structure. But like I said, in this case, takes out entire. This thing's starting to reverse now. Good heavens, dude! If this goes without me, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, don't do it to me. This thing's gonna rip, isn't it? I should have just taken the original. Let's see. Let's see. Say 3 words about Jerome. Oh, you're good, man. Hey, I like to see reaction confirmation. Technically, I wouldn't necessarily take a sell. If this fully engulfs, though, I wouldn't have taken a buy either way. I'd like to see a clean reaction. This is a pretty clean reaction. If this fully engulfs this candle, though, on this 2 minute here, this might be your risk. All the way up here. Three profit factor there. If it fully engulfs it. Let's see. That looks like it will. Did I erase that line? I did, didn't I? Yeah. It fully engulfed it. Yeah, a little short risky there would be good, like right here. Somewhere around there, see what it does. You're risking 16 points to get 46 up to that high. I would do, this would be like a TP1 here, 1-to-1. And then a TP2 would be up there. I do TP1 somewhere around 1-to-1. So 1-to-1's right here at these open close highs. 16 points. 16 points right now. Hold on, let me set it. Yeah.
15 minutes still looks flaggy.
Loving this push, man. There's TP1. There you go.
SPY, new high a day. 575 incoming.
And there's TP1. So now what I would do is move your stop to this low. You have literally 0 risks now. So I'm just going to mark this off. There's your 1-to-1 risk I just hit. I would have make it green because it hit. So I would have wanted a better I would have wanted a lower confirmation. I will say that this engulfing candle though right here, very nice confirmation. Very good confirmation. Stop loss though, guys, right now should be nearly break even. We had a nice little dip there. Wait, hold on. My entry actually is 54. Let me adjust this. 54 right here. So yeah, just wherever below this low. But yeah, it's pretty much break even. All right, now we're going for this up here. So this risk reward is 37 after break even stop. We already ran 1-to-1 there.
Oh God, are you gonna touch it or not? Jeez.
I think I can. I think I can't. I think I can. I think I think. Love-hate relationship.
QQQ. The high from August. 485.54. It was 3 cents away. Now it's 2 cents away. And then this S3 pivot point. Still
Oh, you didn't get the entry. Like I said, normally I just market order the second, like I said earlier, if this engulfs is just worth just grabbing it. After bouncing off that node there, which is perfect. Node in this imbalance here. Now, look at that. Holy crap. This lines up perfectly with that reversal zone. That's exactly what you want to see. It's actually pretty good. Let's get it.
Oh, like Biden stocking right now.
What a move. I like it to 200 now after that small dip there. Our reversal band is just lined up perfectly on 200, so that's looking good. We just got to take these highs out.
Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get through S3. I mean, we may like shoot through it and fell back.
We shot through it so many times. Wait, where's S3 sitting?
At 177.75.
Wait, which pivots are you using?
Pivot points.
Like standard?
Yeah, I don't use. There's daily base values, and then there's like the overall values. I always use the regular one without daily base values.
Let me reset my settings. I think I got them messed up.
There's two ways to calculate it. So there's a box that says daily base values. I don't use that one.
Oh, okay.
And that's what and that's just preference from
Aha.
watching it.
$21 call.
I was wondering. I was like, mine's like, okay, there's R3. There you go, 177.
Mike, you taking 10?
10. $21 call. Let's go.
There. Yeah, that headline was like the New York's considering 10. Oh, we just touched it on.
What's Doberman? What's up, brother? Come on, don't take that low out. We already hit 1-to-1 for half. I usually close half position at 1-to-1. By the way, guys.
To the penny.
We had our initial entry off of the close of this candle. 1-to-1 risk from this low. Locked it in there. So now we're heading for that target range at 200, but it looks like it's just, again, there you go. Never mind. That's fine. I mean, we took 1-to-1 either way.
Give us like a 50.
So we'll just wait for the next overall setup. The rest was stop for break even. So I usually buy like 4 contracts. But we might re-enter if it plays nice. What's up, Moon Boy? How you doing, man? Like, it's gonna barely trigger. It's barely gonna trigger, man. You know, I realized. I think I was. Hopefully, I haven't been that way the whole time. Did that trigger you on the tiny baby gap there? Tiny baby gap. Is it just gonna play those highs and say sayonara? Some interesting volatility up here. NAS 100 is different, man. It's calculated differently. Like, price action is going to be the same, but the pricing is going to be different. 19,900. See, 19,900. It's just because it's on that. It just trades. It's different setup. Same asset, different pricing, pretty much. Just the forex side of things. This is the NQ futures, which have expirations, which then roll. Those expirations change per quarter, so then the price is different.
I think it does.
65 Bitcoin today. That'd be nice. Let's get 65K.
4 hours we've been trending, so. But we could have
Bitcoin coming off lower high.
16.
Gold lower highs as well, off a node though, which is good.
I haven't seen the 9 cross to 21.
No.
For a long time.
Let's keep it going.
So that's the signal. If it crosses the 21.
Gold now, I mean, I would want a full structure shift off this. This has set it right now. It's broken this slope. I need to fix this. Hold on. Give me a white line, you jerk, and then there you go. It has broken this. So the only way gold plays properly, if it does this, okay, something like that, right? God bless. I hate when that messes up. Sorry. I mean, it never tested that imbalance. What's nice is you have a node here that's high. See, it's yellow, and that's off a reversal zone. You also have a order block down here, but that's also a previous high that rejected. Wait, hold on. NQ's ripping now. Did you get the retest? Did you get the buy? Dang, dude. Should have stopped like here. Dude, nice. Again, I would say, I mean, we had 1-to-1. It's fine. So I would still say here, if we moved stop off this low, it'd been way better. We had a decent fill, so like even with the stop at that low, still would have been 1-to-1. Should have left the stop 1-to-1 at that low.
Some kind of like.
I don't know. In my opinion, though, it's like when you see price try to run highs and then it fails, it's like the odds of it doing it again start to decrease. So it's like I always take out half position at 1-to-1 if I can move stop. If I can move stop easily to break even after that 1-to-1 risk run, with like because we were at a high, right? There was an obligation of this thing either busting through that high or probably coming back to retest a lower level. I can at least lock in, a decent amount of profits with zero loss, right? With zero loss opportunity by moving my stop to break even. So it ended up being fine. I mean, the amount of points we had there was we had 14 points on that trade, so it was not bad. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. But I do want 20,200, please. If you got was that a gap on a 1 minute? No. That rip was fun though. That was a good one. 1 minute's got an order block up there now. I've been liking the 2 minute a lot recently. I've been using it the past few days. I've been liking it.
AJ, that SPX level, SPX 57.25. That's your last resistance too. So what Mikey sees at 572, if that breaks, it's gone.
Yeah, Gary, to me it depends on how much where my target is. Okay, I'm not really going for a 2-to-1 trade. So like I will always take off at 1-to-1 just in case I don't get the full target. Just because it's, why not? You get a scalp in for 1-to-1, you get decent profits. If you can move your stop to break even, you're pretty much locked in on that being a profitable trade. Then what you can do is the second half of your position, you can literally have at your extended target, which is normally, perfect. So like then you can go for 2-to-1, 3-to-1, whatever it may be. We were entered on this engulfing after it bounced off this zone because of the high volume that was originally buys, all buys there. We had our stop at these lows. I wanted to just go for these highs. It was a little less than 1-to-1. So 14 points nonetheless. We could have probably gotten 1-to-1 almost. But somewhere around there.
Is that logical?
Well, actually, our fill was 54, so I did get a little bit better there. So we could have had 1-to-1 perfectly, but if 1-to-1 doesn't play out to the highs, I'm always going to have a take profit at the highs, regardless. You need if you're driving right into a very strong resistance, always have your 50% close there, because the minute I got in here, right, I was at 54. I got stopped for probably the second one. My second take profit was up here for 46 points, right. The minute I got in there, I hit 1-to-1. That's immediately I put my stop at break even. Either price is going to go or it's going to come back down and hit my break even. Either way, I'm in, and either way, I've made those 14 points on half of my position size. So I'm locked in. I could re-enter if I wanted to, which I've thought about. It's tagged that 54 level multiple times. If you buy with one contract, because I'm broke, I can't take partials, dude, then why are you trading minis? Don't trade minis, trade micros. You could buy 10 micros. Or 5 micros. Just trade micros, man. You can take partials. If you can only trade one mini for your risk tolerance, jump to micros. There's no reason to be trading minis if you can only have one of them. There's no reason to be trading minis. Trade micros. 64? It's not 64. What are you talking about 64K on Bitcoin? I'm still target range up here, 200 to 208. I'm still liking upside on NASDAQ 200 to 208, 4-hour open close high. Been watching it forever. I had a long off 54. I took some off at the highs, and then it stopped me at break even for the rest of the position. Hoping we can get another move again. Kiko, it's, in my opinion, day trading is gambling with an edge, man. You can get an edge. You just have to be smart. There's literally, you know how many like insanely profitable gamblers there are too when it comes to like sports betting and stuff. The closest gambling I could align with trading is sports betting. That's the closest gambling I could align, because think about it. If you go into trading with overall understanding how markets work, you understand the news, how the economy is affected by that news, how the overall stock market reacts to that news. See if, how price action moves on top of that. You can figure out an edge for yourself to be a profitable trader. When it comes to sports betting, if you know injuries, if you know how these teams perform with each other over the years, right? Home field advantage, weather, right?
Those SPXs,
equipment, guys that are hot versus cold, stuff like that. Like, how does this guy perform against this pitcher? How does this guy perform against this quarterback? You can get an edge via knowing that information. It's all information. If you can know the information and how they affect each other, then it's not gambling, right? You find your edge, right? You only play the odds when the best odds are given to you. So if you have the best odds, let's say, the number one defensive back for the frickin' Chiefs is like out, or like 3 of their defensive backs are all, second string, right? The odds of frickin' what's his name? Who's their wide receiver 1 now? I don't even remember. The odds of him getting a touchdown are probably much greater. Or, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce to get a touchdown probably that much greater. Because let's just say all their cornerbacks are hurt, right? All their main ones. Or if they have a, shitty run defense, it's like take the running back to get a touchdown. Whatever it may be. It's just information is key on all of this. What's up, my mini games? I don't even. All I could see when I said my mini games was mini clip. Mini clip was the shit, man. Back in the day, that was the best. Do I stick to one strategy? I personally don't have a specific strategy, to be honest. I just like to read price and and then go about it with news as well. Like, overall market direction can be really good. Obviously we had the rate cut yesterday. After hours, we had a massive bullish push. We have quad witching tomorrow. A lot of contracts being traded today. So if price is going to react to very key volume levels, I'll watch that. To me, it's more so watching reaction, right? Reaction's really strong. Price will react to key levels. Like in this case, we talked about this level here for price to react off of. If it didn't react, then we're not going to take it. It reacted here, then printed an engulfing candle right after that. Took a trade from here to there, 14 points. A little bit of scalp. It's just a little scalp. I inevitably want to hit this target range up here at 20,200. All that's coming from is a 4-hour high, but that might not happen. And that's not a set strategy. That's just a key level here on the 4-hour that I previously completely dumped on. So it's not really a strategy. There's a lot of really good strategies, but price action these days, a lot of people are that they use that to trade. Obviously, the whole ICT thing, it's not based around one strategy. He's developed multiple, and then he looks for one of those to set up. It just depends, If you can find a profitable strategy that stays in line, and you can find multiple opportunities with that strategy, then stick to that specific strategy. I've been watching price action for like 9 years. So like at this point, it's just like night and day. Like you can tell when price is going to make a decent move versus when it might not. But that's just with anything. You just got to take time it just takes time to watch price enough to understand how it's moving. Not major highs and lows. It just depends on structure. And then like how news has affected it, how price is holding highs. You have this high volume node here. I wouldn't know that without the money flow profile. Like I could tell, you know, there's a lot of volume here, sure, but I can't tell that that's peak volume right here on this yellow box. All right. Okay, here we go, guys. Come on.
Looks like it's about to skyrocket.
For the 1 billionth time. Let's go. Get through there.
Like, it looks like an
It just-
absolute rocket ship
I know.
about to take off.
It just barely tapped another high. What was the high? 173.50. 173.50. Okay, they both tapped 173.50.
By new high.
SPY keeps doing it, but the NQ keeps rejecting.
QQQ is the same spot.
Yeah, that's
like
why.
5-6 rejections now.
Honestly, that's
it's the
it.
high from August.
Yeah. So if it can get through that, we know it'll probably explode. So it's like there's a high probability of it exploding through that level. I take my trades on a 1 minute time frame after I link the time frame from an hour to a minute. Bam, baby. Let's go. All right, run 200 now. Come on.
We finally touched that.
So Kiko
pivot finally touched.
said, "I tried learning. Maybe it's better to start with some fake money or similar." So again, if I were you, no matter what, you need to have risk on your side. I would go try a prop firm, whether it's Top Step or Apex or whatever it may be. Top Step I would recommend over anything. But
My last ad,
that
so that's
at least gives you the feeling
This is how I see
of
it go.
risk. There's my check mark. That gives you the feeling of risk. You have to have that feeling of risk to actually understand how to go about trading. I'm with Apex. Apex is... I have like 2 or 3 funded accounts with Apex. It's just I'm not a huge fan. We're going for a Top Step account right now just because the payout policy is way better.
I am having a great day. This is great.
Top Step has most of them have TradingView integration. Just letting you know, almost all of them do. Apex, the problem is you can buy a bunch of accounts for cheap. That's great. You can buy a bunch of accounts for cheap or whatever. The minute you pass an account, the nice part is so long as you can get to that max drawdown, then that's it. It stops. No more live drawdown once you're funded. Once you get to that max drawdown, if you're on a 300K account, it's 7,500. You get to 7,500 in profit, it stops there, and then you can make 10K in profit, and then your drawdown's like 10K is whatever your balance is. But for new people, you have to understand that once you first have an account or once you first get a funded account, you have to wait 10 days to request your first payout, and your first payout has a max limit. So if you make, let's just say 30K on that first one, let's just say you make 30,000 or 30,000 in that first funded account, you have for 2 months straight, you have max payouts per pay period. So you only can pay yourself out like $3,500 for 2 months. And then after those 2 months, if you didn't fail it, then you can start accessing your full balance. But even then, that's why Top Step, once you pass it, you get into that funded part, and you have the end of day drawdown. There's no live drawdown. Once you pass, after 5 days of profitability, you can access 50% of your entire balance. So if you make 30, 50, 100K in those 5 days, you can take out 50 grand if you want. You can take out, and that's 5 days. You don't have to wait 2 months. You don't get a maxed payout problem. And then after 30 days, after a full month of straight profitability, you can take your entire balance out. Yo, what's up, Dennis? How you doing, man? That's Top Step. Top Step's just one, one of the original ones though. That's why they were able to do that. We did break resistance. Hedgehog. I love the name. Hedgehog. That's awesome. Some guy in my chat is called Hedgehog. That's honestly a clever name.
The hedgehog.
Hedged with ED. It's not hedgehog. It's hedgehog. Hedging everything. All day, every day. Hedge life. I'm not a big fan of how this is creepy crawling up here.
Looks absolutely blast.
Go. 5 minute looking good. Remember, target range is up here. I'd want to see like 185s here soon. Might be worth taking some off.
Let's see that 200 now.
Yes, please. 200. Kiko, long-term investment tips, brother. Pretty much, dude. You got to watch key levels. Like we bought Tesla. If you're on stream, by the way, and you remember this, you guys, I'm gonna be pissed if you didn't buy it with me. But hold on, I'm watching this. I'm gonna try to probably take off at like around 20,000.
Immediately opened over that.
187,
over
187.50 on NQ here. Hold on. It's right here. I'll probably take the rest off here. I'll be happy with that. Be like right under 190 just in case. That's it. Tops out here. Let's see.
Selling off gap. AMD made a new high.
Yeah, hold up. It's gonna retest highs now. Retesting highs. If you're in any position though, I would suggest running stop for profit. Put stop somewhere down in these areas. Below 1-to-1 risk.
Anything happening yet? I don't know.
But
Nope.
target 2,
Well,
then
we
final.
broke out.
I would say
We
final
broke that high.
We broke
target
out.
range. Okay, let me go back. So Tesla, if you guys were on stream with us, we talked about and we bought some on stream because we screamed about it over and over again. I would look at for long-term wise, I would at least do a weekly to a monthly chart. No camera. Forgot. Hold on. The camera died because I had to charge my phone. Camera issues yet again here on stream. I need to create a camera, whatever it's called, camera error thing, emoji. Either way, tips on long term. Go. Hold on. Go. 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 Hit 187. Tips on long term was what we were talking about. Watch key levels, man. So we bought 160 off of this weekly aggressive bounce here. Go 187.50. Hold on. We're looking for 187.50 here. New high.
30% on those SPX calls.
Go, go, rip it. Ricky, yeah, I got back in like right in the 160s when I had that bounce. Oh, it's so close. What was the high there? High was 180. No, wait, 187. I put 187.50. You gonna tag 187 and not 187.50 for me? Drill it.
UPST.
Bop. All right, we're out.
Squeezer, let's go. Slide.
Go right
Squeeze
to
in.
200.
Yep, she's over. Yeah, over the
What's happening?
the gamma wall.
I don't know what I just did. What even is that?
I did call it. There she be.
There she blows.
There she blows.
What is happening? I
One,
just want to move
two,
you.
third attempt. It's a wrap.
Right to final target range.
Up 102% on the 57.65 calls for SPX. Up 100% on the 575s. Up 400% on the 576s.
Come on, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Might as well.
Beautiful, guys. Beautiful move.
Enjoy the edge.
Give me 200. I wanted it all day, and you better give it to me or me mad. I will say that I just went ahead and closed because I'm scared. But we're going to get it. Come on.
AMD, our 160 calls are almost in the money.
Resigning, and a notice from the NASDAQ threatening to delist the company if she can't replace them by October 3rd. Now, take a look. This is the current webpage of 23andMe's.
He's pretty good.
Mighty lonely. Previously, though, it included some of the most important leaders in tech and healthcare. These are just some of them. Sequoia Capital, Roelof Boza, YouTube CEO Neil Mohan.
All right.
I see 1,000 contracts loaded on SPY 577s.
Direct consumer genomics.
Go. Go 200s. Come on, baby. One last touch.
You have to take a step back after becoming a public company and go back to founders mode. Remove layers of management. Get back in the week.
Go.
That notion of founders versus managers have gained a lot.
Any liquidity above?
Just like immediately.
Yeah.
Nothing really. Some 20 to 25. Not much though. Yes, this 5,800 is gonna be big. 4 points higher.
Yeah. They do it. Yeah, Ricky, we're in there Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're in there Tuesdays and Thursdays. To build it into a larger healthcare platform with drug development with a recurring revenue business, and that just hasn't happened. Whether that's because she had to do so publicly, give me 200. Come on. Quit making me mad. Still an open question. Still an open debate. Who's got it? Might be one of the biggest things to come out of 23. And she's a great Instagram follow, and actually the backstory of why she's doing. Dude, it wanted 200 so bad. I'm glad I took off at 87. We'll leave it there for now. Maybe I'll ask her. She's French. Maybe she'll come on the program.
Why is Nvidia not participating?
Good Lord. Man. All right. Almost. All right, here's the executions on the day. I tried it earlier today. We took a loss there. Tried the lows here, and we've been holding those lows ever since. And then,
why is Nvidia?
So we just need one more day of 1,500.
Yeah.
And then we'll have our Top Step funded as well. So that was today.
Last night was more
Not
exciting
too
than this
shabby.
nonsense.
I mean,
We'll be tomorrow. We'll try again. We got quad witching tomorrow, so it should be kind of crazy. But so far, that was like the best exit there. To be honest, that was the best exit. So far, I think 200 will hit, but like, I mean, I had to take it off at 1,500 on the day for it to be a 2-day thing on Top Step. This is the only, you can't get, I mean, you have to have a 50% consistency rule. So we'll do that tomorrow. How does setting target price work? Essentially, it depends on your risk. So when I buy, I always like to take some off at 50%. Or sorry, 1-to-1 risk. And then like I'll look at 1 hour and 4 hour in this case was today's move. Was this open close high right here? See open or closed price, open price right there. That's that final target. But 200 is psychological in this case. 20,200. So we'll see how it does up there. But that was essentially what I was looking at. Yeah, it's good to see, especially with a major reaction like that. Look, I didn't even realize the 5-minute though. This was an entire node right here as well, so it makes sense why that bounced. It was inside that node the entire time. Turn these off for now, just because there's too much on the chart. I wish you would just stay put. Dude, it's holding nicely. Consistency rule is 50%. So like, there's no 1-day pass. It kind of prevents people from, buying 2 accounts and shorting and longing different ones. Shorting one, longing one. That's why they probably do the 2 thing. Otherwise, people would do that. I mean, they could probably figure out who's doing it either way, but it just saves them from like the probability of people passing accounts. But you have just 2 days. The 50K account's 2 days of $1,500, and then you're in a funded account. And trade up to 5 contracts. Kyle, the best way to be less emotional with your trades is find a system that's easy to just go by. Or trade long enough to where you don't feel pain anymore. That's kind of where I'm at. It's one of those things where like you either trade long enough, go through so much pain that it just doesn't hurt anymore. With the amount of time, or you have a set system in place where you know your risk and all that. The nice part is give yourself a win. If you're at a 1-to-1, if you're at a 1-to-1 profit, like just give it to yourself. Like that's gonna help boost your confidence, and like you at least got out with some good money at that first. But oh wow, whoa, nice push. That was awesome.
Go.
That was a nice rollover there.
There you go.
Coming to a pretty key level at 20,208 here on the NQ, but final target for me was 20,200. Great job, nice, drilled it.
Yo, I posted something in the nest. Check out how that ASPN chart is shaping up, man.
But it comes down to
ESPN.
Time, man. Time is everything these days.
What is that?
If you
today, Jesus.
Majority people, a lot of people, as long as you don't give up on something, it's not like that's the interesting part. It's like you don't want to abuse trading. Like first off, you don't want to treat it like a casino. The more you trade, like I traded trading like a casino for I think like 4 or 5 years. And then I was like, this isn't good. I don't need it. There's a reason why I'm losing. because it's like I'm trying to freaking just make a bunch of money instantly. So the way I got out of it was swing trading, buying key levels, with options. That did very well for me and still does. I love trading. I love swing trading. But then I was like, okay, I'm going to dip into day trading again, see how I like it now that I've kind of found something that I like on swing trading. And then, things started to click a little more. I started trading with these guys or not just these guys, but other people. And then just, overall understanding more so how the market moves rather than worried about like being perfect every time. So the minute you aren't looking for a trade is probably the best time to take a trade. You don't want to look for a trade. Like, that's not what you want to do. You want to wait till the market gives you a trade, right? You want to wait for one. Something's going to eventually show you the opportunity. It's like what we were saying here earlier. We were up here, right? We had this first initial breakout retest. I tried it here. Didn't happen, right? So then we wait. We just wait to see what price does. We wait for a reaction. We had a major reaction here with a bullish engulfing off that high volume node down here. And then we kind of just played it out. We hit the 1-to-1 first, got stopped for break even, took it again after, reversed here, and then rode it to 2-to-1, or this target here, target 2. I didn't go all the way to the final target. But we waited for this to show us a reaction. Like, we wanted to see if price wanted to show a reaction, but we waited for it. We didn't say, hey, I'm going to buy here because I think it's going to have a reaction. It's like, no, it actually did have a reaction. So that's why I'm going to take the trade. That's how I go about it, watching for actual reactions. There's certain candle patterns, too, that are really key to watch, that you'll just recognize over time, or you can learn them, too. But there's just, it just takes time. It just takes time. But again, if you're going into the market treating it like gambling, then it's going to treat you back like a casino. It's just going to take your money. So like another thing, ICT is great, man. You'll learn how to understand how the market moves. I personally like to use indicators because I'm a very visual person. But the way I speak about all these other concepts on stream is like, it's whatever works for you. Not everything's going to work for everybody. It's like ICT only works for a certain amount of people that can actually understand what he's talking about. Because at the end of the day, it's like he kind of repackaged basics of the overall market and how it moves. But to some people makes a lot of sense, right? So I mean, overall it's there, like the market's like can be interpreted I said that wrong, whatever, in the way he's taught people. But there's the same concept that he teaches is looked at differently as well, so you can use his terminology on it, but it's the same stuff that you would normally trade. Like gaps, like liquidity is everything in these markets. You want to see where how price is going to treat liquidity. Like 20,200 on the 4-hour was leftover liquidity up here, right? This is a massive wick. This here is liquidity. Right? So price is going to want to pull to that. You can treat it as a magnet. When do you know price is going to pull to that? Well, usually if it takes out liquidity already. Price took out this liquidity here. So I take off price action concepts. Let me take out price action concepts. So we have this other massive wick right here from some type of news event. I don't know. NFP maybe? Yeah, it looks like NFP high. Probably. So you have that liquidity there. Price today took out that liquidity on the 4-hour very aggressively. It's probably going to then just move to the next closest liquidity, which was up there on that 4-hour. The reason I like to take profits at open close highs is because literally that's the start of it, right? And you can see here on the daily as well, very, very aggressive level that had a massive reaction to. But again, at the end of the day, all price is doing is trying to find liquidity to move, right? It's just how, like, where do we play it, right? So like this here, these highs where liquidity broke those highs, right? So again, it could come down here, grab some more that were sitting at those highs before. Even it already took it all out, but it could then treat that again as, you know, a higher low and then continue that move and generate more at that same level. That's why you see resistance turn into support, right? Because it was man, that was weird. Rug. That was the weirdest thing. I swear I inhaled like hair. I'm gonna cry on stream. Okay, I'm good. Yo, what? That was weird. Let me errors in the chat for that. Either way, support resistance, liquidity there, rejects, breaks it, and then it generates more. Solana about to go hard this weekend, 155 to 160. That'd be nice. Generates more and then makes the run. I mean, again, though, we had FOMC rate cut yesterday. Markets ripping after hours. I mean, everything lined up perfectly.
Funds rate down to the range of 4.75 to 5%. The markets are ripping after this first rate cut, and this is the first one we've seen, obviously, since 2020. It's now incredibly clear that the Fed feels that inflation has moved down enough to, of course, cut rates, despite Jerome Powell repeatedly saying that the economy is strong. 11 out of 12 officials backed the decision, showing strong consensus within the Fed. Jerome Powell also made it clear that the central bank is closely watching key labor metrics. That includes the unemployment rate, labor participation, wage growth, job vacancies per unemployed person, the quits rate, things like that. Powell even mentioned that while inflation risk.
Then I use indicators to help me identify certain levels as well. So like money flow profile here, very aggressive volume, peak volume in the current session. But then it also was majority buyers through this move. They had a lot of sellers here as well. But you can also see price created a, here was an original FEG, inversion here, jumps off inversion, creates another one, jumps off it again, price holds highs, price goes. I mean, and then good news from yesterday. I mean, everything lined up.
12 months. I have no idea if that's going to happen now, but it's interesting to look back toward history. So for this conversation, I want to ask the question to everyone here. One, what's their position, right? Are we thinking bullish, bearish, right? So just straight up let me know. And then two, if bullish, why is this time different, right? Why are we all excited now, but history tells us this isn't a good thing? So want to kick off the conversation with our friends behind the Neos account. You guys obviously are the experts. We have a ton of other experts here, but you guys are very much experts. So one, did the 50 basis point surprise you? You guys launched the Russell 2000 covered call ETF in anticipation for these cuts. It's cool to see the Russells grinding higher. So did the 50 basis point cut surprise you? How do you think about, you know, bullish, bearish, and if we are bullish, why is this time different?
Hey, Austin, it's Troy. Thanks for having me. I wouldn't say we were surprised. I mean, everybody kind of felt like, at least here, and probably most people.
We're in a space right now. This is some pretty key information if you want to know about it. You know, it's not necessarily around trading though. It's more so around the economy. So listen in if you want to learn something.
I was kind of leaning more towards 25 for the first one. But yeah, like you said, history kind of shows, and there's only been, I believe, 2 other rate cuts that started off with that
3% though today on the NASDAQ's insane.
Resulted in a little bit more volatility and a market a little lower. 6 to 12 months later, why is this time different? It's always different. Every market's different. Every time, whether it's you know, I've lived through and traded through the dot-com bubble, the global financial crisis, and everything in between. So it's always a little different.
Bitcoin watch
in how
64.
It's a different Fed. It's a different group making decisions, whether they're battling inflation or now starting to cut back because
This is a company called
inflation
Neo's
targets.
Investments.
So yeah,
They
look
all right,
back
he
at where we were in
I think he
January,
said they
everybody
created
thought
an
we were gonna have
ETF
a
around
number of cuts by this
something.
point. And then the Fed kept holding.
But
and
we're
then it
in a
was,
space. We're
have we gone too
co-hosting a
far?
space
Has
right
it
now on
been,
X. Again, it's just
overdone
it's
to
good
the
information to
upside,
hear
and they're
about
not
the
gonna
overall
be able
market
to
if you
pull
really
this
want
soft
to. You
landing
need to
off.
understand
so I think
it.
they're looking at data, and they're data dependent, as they always say, and they're trying to figure out what makes the most sense for the time. And 50 basis
That'd be my
points,
Bitcoin target.
I think was the move, obviously, that they made, and will it result in a higher market?
That is 50 micros, yes.
I mean,
it's
I'm
5 on the
I'm in
50K
camp
though.
of,
You can trade more on the
yes,
other ones.
The market will be
The
higher.
50K is just
By how
really
much, I
easy to
don't
quickly
know.
pass.
But I think it may buck the trend of the quote-unquote trend of 2 other periods in history where they did this.
But you can,
so we'll have to
you
just
can,
keep an eye on
I
it
think
and
trade up
see.
to 5,
For
4 or
us
5.
at Neos and our ETFs. Yeah, of course, a day like today, with the equity markets higher, really plays into, as you say, our Russell 2000, into IWMI. It plays into SPYI and the moves that's making today, and QQQI with our NASDAQ 100 product and how that's moving higher today. And these are all obviously our equity covered call products, but we've discussed it before and how we manage these. We manage these looking at levels of volatility and selling calls out of the money and over, and not on 100% of the notional.
Dennis, here's Solana for you.
Dependent for us as well when we're rolling these products.
Ooh,
looking at
buddy.
volatility and
Let's
the
go.
rate of change of volatility.
So
not
good,
only
man.
Determine how
Dennis,
far the money
how much
we're writing,
you said you picked
but
up? How
also
much?
on how much notional we're writing.
That bullish
And then
divergence
on
is
the
playing
fixed
out
income
nice,
side,
higher
like
low
for,
on
say,
the
CFTC
oscillator as
Rule,
well,
which is
right
our
here.
enhanced
Bop.
income 1
Daily.
to 3 month T-bill ETF, which enhances that T-bill, income with option income on top of it. For us, we look at it as, yes, as the Fed cuts rates, that distribution rate, that distribution yield will come in because we're just distributing out what we made on the T-bills, and we're distributing out that, call it 1 to 1.5% on average that we brought in over whatever the T-bills are doing. So yes, that'll come in, but we almost look at it as it's more attractive as rates come in. When you're getting, as you were recently, 5.25 or so on a 90-day T-bill, not many people wanted to take that extra risk because you're selling put spreads on it. You're bringing in an equity bias, a long equity bias into the portfolio. Not many people wanted to take that added little bit of risk while low. They didn't want to take it to get to 6.25, say. But with those rates coming in, and here we are, it's 4.75, and it'll be 4.25 before we know it. And as you said, it'll creep down over the next year. If you're getting that incremental option income over it, people still want income. People still are going to reach for income. So I think we're kind of in a good spot as far as our ETF
Target areas on
and
Solana.
how this plays into what the Fed's going to
look at the
do, what
weekly.
they did yesterday.
Weekly
what they're gonna do
target right
November,
now, I would
December,
say all the way up to
going forward.
160.
So we're just kind of moving along because all of our products, as we
SoFi?
talked about before, are data dependent. And that's
I
what
don't know
we
about
look at.
SoFi, man.
I don't know, to bring it back to
How do you
your
look at their
original question,
earnings?
were we surprised? No, because it was.
I mean,
it
look
was
at this
pretty
chart.
Well,
It's terrible
I
to
think
me.
Jerome does a good job.
I think
of
they actually had decent
broadcasting
earnings.
what they want to do. While
Let's see.
this one was specifically, is it 25 or 50, and that's where the divide was. And it was probably.
Why am I blanking
maybe
on how to
in
get to
his
the
history as
financials?
Fed
I hate
chair,
when I do that.
One of the more, I'd say, unclear.
Okay.
Fed decisions in the sense of what
They've
was it
actually
going
had
to be. We
decent
all knew
growth.
there was going to be a cut, but what would it be? So I think going forward, I think he'll probably be a little more clear on where he wants things to be, as we saw in the
23.
conference yesterday.
They're still losing money.
So I think that the market's looking at that.
They lost the same amount of money in 23 as they did in
and how they're
22.
watching things, and obviously we're going to have some volatility.
Like it
We're
looks
going
like they're on
into,
track for
an election in the
24.
next few weeks.
Doesn't this blow your
and
mind?
so we'll have to
Like
pay attention
these
to that too. And then right
companies,
after the
like they
election's
will
the next
literally
Fed
be
decision.
listed.
I think it's perspective, Troy, and I'm curious. You guys obviously have the IWMI cover.
Like these companies will be around for years and not turn a single profit. Like that's what's crazy to me. This thing's been trading on the market since 2017, and it still hasn't turned a profit year over year. That's just crazy.
Of spike in the VIX, you guys were able to kind of pull in a little bit more income as things continue to trend higher? Maybe. I mean, you did mention some volatility into the election, but is that 15% kind of the target for you guys, or should investors?
Yeah, but Ricky,
I just know Jeppy, for example, is all over the place, up or down 40% month to month. So how do you guys like sort of stack up?
So for us, as we build the product, as we built IWMI, the goal was how do you get a 12 to 14% distribution while making sure that the underlying portfolio can participate in the moves higher. So the goal was that 12 to 14%. As you mentioned, yes, we had a big spike of volatility in early August. It helped us bring in some additional income without overlaying more of the portfolio and while still writing calls further out of the money. So in those scenarios, yes, we'll definitely distribute out a little bit more income, as you said, the 15.8%. But I would expect it more in the 12 to, the range is 12 to 14, but given where things are, probably in the 12 to 15 range.
What's your average price, Dennis?
I love it. Appreciate that perspective, man. What's up, Kevin? Want to bring you into the mix here, my friend. I know you got a lot to say, a lot to think, especially as it relates to the Fed. We were talking, I think it was maybe just 2 weeks ago. But I'm curious, what's your take on the 50 basis point rate cut? Is this time different? Are we still going to go up and to the right? Do you expect more volatility? I mean, what's changing now in your perspective?
Guys.
Yeah, I would say I was in the 25 camp and then ending of QT.
Yo.
So I was wrong on both of those.
You're welcome.
I think the market is reacting.
We drilled
because that's where
we drilled target range
for now,
at
right?
22 and then just dumped.
Obviously, front loading. In my opinion,
that was awesome.
Interest rate cuts, so we're going to get another 50.
Great job on that.
In 75 basis points for the remainder of the year, so there's still a little bit of a disconnect there. And so that optimism of additional cuts, I think, is also kind of fueling this rally. And then rightfully so, you're seeing on the back of this, small caps kind of catching a little bit of a bid, technology stocks catching a little bit of a bid too. What I do find interesting and actually welcome it is industrials, materials, and then also commodities, industrial commodities catching a bid here for the most part, right? So there's a little bit more optimism that is taking place that once again can last for, maybe another couple of days, maybe it's the start of a new cycle. I'm not really too sure. I would say that Powell did a phenomenal job of trying to frame
2,200, that was it,
these
man.
cuts the way that he did yesterday. For me, I still believe that 50 was a little bit too aggressive for the environment that we are in, and then compared to the inflationary risk that we could have for next year. Now, do I think that inflation is going to be 100%? No, that's the first thing that people think in their minds. I'm thinking about sustained inflation above that 2% target. Or even that 2.5%.
We got a new 4-hour open.
If we do get a basing out of really key commodities.
Forgot we had the top of the hour.
Or even the grains, which are in multi-year low cycles. And so as a commodity guy, that's always going to be a thing in my head when it comes to inflation.
What this half shows you?
Every day.
High and low volume.
That's kind of where we're at. Look,
Brad,
is this time different?
Brad, we have a video on the YouTube right now that explains it in detail.
People think that time.
Everybody that always asks about the money flow profile of this indicator,
is different
everybody that asks about this indicator on the right now on the YouTube channel, there is a video in full detail about this indicator. The right side, low volumes red, high volumes yellow. I mostly look at this side versus this side. This side gives you sentiment. It's good. You can turn on as well, like sentiment peaks, so or consolidation zones, which tells you when price is consolidating, right? When price is consolidating versus trending, right? So this area here, it potentially is saying there's gonna be some consolidations, right? And then in between it'll be trending with those low volume. But I just go based on low volume. Low volume usually is where it'll trend. But and there's too much on the chart. But then you can add where is it? Highest sentiment zone. That's another one you can add. So you'll see here wherever the highest sentiment is for the time is there as well. But I don't know. To me, volume is king. Volume is always king. So I don't even want that on there. This is how I do it. Others can do it a different way if they want. But that's the best part about indicators, man. You can customize them however you want.
This is kind of that deciding factor right now. Like, is utility still a good play? Because it's low beta, but at the end of the day,
Your average price 115. You're sweating, dude. Oh, come on, brother.
Utilities and getting
it's
names. Like the same thing.
Such a good spot right now. You had bullish divergence.
I would be a little bit cautious, and this is just
higher low.
Rain on anybody's parade because small caps.
It's just looking for a move like right up to 160.
I still believe that there's some risk in small caps. I'm not 100% convinced that the IWM as a whole would be able to just continue to to be able to skyrocket higher. That's just me. If you had dollars to put to work, I would still go into high quality names that actually have durable balance sheets and that can weather the storm. Just because we cut interest rates doesn't mean that we're just going to have a whole flooding of
is it dumping off that
market. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice
dude, that's awesome. That's so
real quick because I think it's very important. I was trying
to
before we actually started the space for the SPY. If you're
hit final target and then just dump.
Just be very, very cautious right
now
because we have run up so fast. Ex-dividend date is tomorrow. So short call, you will have short call assignment risk if you do have spreads. So
awesome.
You're going to see a call side put side skew in the market right now. That accounts for that. So put side is actually pricing in obviously the ex-div.
Yeah, so let's get that Solana news tomorrow and get ripping
calls. Now I'm not saying outright short, but if you have spreads in your portfolio, just be mindful that you could be assigned. You could also be required to
what's happening.
Dividends. So be tactical there. I think that's very, very crucial.
High volume node, bullish sentiment, buying already happening off that level.
Things that are out of the money.
That doesn't mean it's just going to get bought back up. So we watch reactions.
Once again, short calls are the ones that are going to be at risk for early assignment. I'll kick it back.
No, I appreciate that tip, man. And back to a couple of points that you had mentioned, one being the IWM. I agree, right? I mean, have we seen some little pops? Sure. We see a 7% pop here over the last 2 weeks. We saw a, call it 10% pop over the last, since early August. But the real time to trade this was, back in summertime when it was in the, sub 200 range, right? So I agree, right? It's like the IWM trade, I'm not saying it's over, but if you timed it correctly, if you were thinking about, your forward thinking just even 3 or 4 months ago, you're up 15, 17, 20%. So I think that's interesting. And then back to what you were talking about with inflation. I want to push back on you on that one because if you think about CPI X shelter, it's like 1.1%. So, and we know that shelter is obviously like the laggiest and largest component of sort of inflation right now. So knowing that, does that change your perspective? Do you think we might have a resurgence of inflation considering that, so much of it right now is being kind of responsible. Shelter is responsible for so much of it. And when you strip that out, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, and that's a really good question, Austin. Look, I'm always like forward thinking when it comes to like my outlook for economics, right? So, last year this time people said the same thing. And I was saying, hey, there's still a concern about the energy market and the resurgence there, or resurgence in inflation, especially when you're looking at utilities and the seasonality that we had there. And that's exactly what happened in January, February, and March of this year, right? I'm always forward-leaning. So, like, if you're looking at it from and I always look at it from a commodity standpoint. So I understand there's a lot of people that don't even care about commodities at all, but I do, right? So if you look at it and you're saying, okay, crude's trading where it is right now, okay, cool, maybe demand's falling off, cool, that might be a thing. There might be actually something that's there. Crude is usually a leading indicator. So either crude's going to continue to break down to the downside with inventory and production levels about to slide here.
Am I trading Solana? No, I just buy Solana and hold it. We've just been trading NQ. We had a trade for, man, dang, that was actually a decent trade. We had 54 buy. We had a 46-point trade there. I mean, I took some off. I did 33 points, but dang, 45 if you took the whole trade. We're just watching now. Look at it bounce off the reversal zone and this node again. Again, it just shifted more, added more volume there. Dang, dude. Watch if that engulfs there. See if it runs back up to this node now. Yo! Watch it run to this now. See if it does. That'd be crazy. Bullish sentiment. High volume. Node to node. Node to node. Either way, I would not buy this dip. I'm not going to buy dips, to be honest. But watch it do it. Unless this was like a morning star, but it wasn't. It's just, this is definitely more bearish. Hold on, let me see something. Which indicator?
That's a big component. I don't know where else you're going to squeeze these gains from ex shelter. So I'll leave it there.
I appreciate it, man. Want to push the microphone now over to Matt. What's up, Matt? How's it going, my friend? Eager to get your thoughts on, were you expecting 50? What about 25? How do you think about unemployment rising? Is this time different? Are you bullish? Are you bearish?
Hey, Austin. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. I think the Fed did the right thing. My point of view, I'm a free market guy. I think no matter how smart the guys are on the Fed, they'll never know more than the collective wisdom of the market. If you look at the 2-year yield, I always argue, I don't know why don't we just put the 2-year yield as our...
I got some 6 Solana DeFi projects airdrops. They are worth around 30K. You got airdrop 30K in value, dude? That's insane. Dude. Well, damn. You want to share some? I'll give you my Solana wallet. you want to share the love, Dennis? I mean, I got dropped 30K. Not going to share the love with his main man. Dude, let's run to that node, though. Look at that. This node to that node. All right, settings for the money flow. Should have told me about it. Should have DM'd me, said, hey, get this airdrop. Money flow profile settings, 70. I turned off average traded nodes because I don't like to see like all the other ones. All right. You never ask. All right, here, I'm going to ask you right now. I'm asking you right now, brother. Let me find our DM. I have too many DMs. Oh, I got it. Wait. Send me airdrop information. I have too much going on that I can't keep track of it all. Dang it, where is our DM? I'll have to find our DM. Or you have to just message me. Message me the airdrop information. No to no. Let's go. Either way, 70-37 on the low volume threshold. Heat map transparency 95. Profile heat map. I think that's key. I know we've talked on Twitter, I think. I'm going to message you on Twitter. Sure, I've seen you on my Twitter. Almost node to node. Go back, go back, go back. Do you use Discord much, Dennis? Why can't I find our DM? I feel like we didn't chat that too long ago. I feel like it was pretty recent. I'm looking for you by the pool. I'm looking for that image by the pool. I think it's, oh, you know what? It's because it's on streamer mode. That's why I can't see it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. Whenever I want to trade in the 1 minute time frame, I mostly see what time frame the best data. Honestly, dude, we've been doing the 2 minute.
Was the main problem. When rates finally started going down, that
like
was
the
kind
2
of the
minute
Fed
a lot.
acknowledging that inflation had peaked for that cycle. And as rates fell, stocks took off. If you take a look at like all the major bottoms in the 70s, they're pretty much coincident. Whereas in 07, which is what
there it is. I was trying to find you by the pool.
Rates, they were just so late, and they didn't really, I think they started to see the big problem that was ahead of them. So, are you cutting rates because a problem has been fixed, that inflation's come under control, or are you cutting rates because you see a problem spiraling and you're trying to catch up to it? So, I think it's really, you have to look at it in perspective and not just like, hey, rate cuts led to a fall last time. That's the same thing.
Dang,
so
we haven't talked since
I like
July.
That. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for the commentary, Matt. I like.
Or sorry, May. That's crazy. I thought we talked. Dude, since I've had my second shot at time has flown by.
Matt, I like that one, my friend. All right, Larry, what's up, man? Want to join? Want you to join the conversation here. We cut by 50 basis points. People, including myself, thought 25.
Time has flown by.
So is this time different?
You got to help a brother out. I got weddings to pay for. I got two girls.
Sort of Max 7 in those large big tech companies taking a back seat to maybe the mid cap names. But what's your perspective, Larry?
So I didn't have a super firm view going in on 25. Definitely obviously expecting a rate cut. But I do think 50 was the right move. And the reason is, if we just look at what the numbers are, so CPI is 2.5%. The Fed target is 12-month core PCE. And Powell said in his press conference yesterday, that's going to come in at 2.2% for August. So their official target is 2%. And Powell said
airdrops to me are freaking wild, dude.
2.2. So I mean, the overnight
like that's so bizarre.
25 to 550 with inflation at 2.2%, 50 basis points is definitely the right move. I don't share, the concern. I saw a lot of concern in the media. They see something bad that we don't see, and I don't have that concern. I just think if you do the math and core PCE is 2.2%, and you've got the overnight rate at 5.25, that's bad math. So I think the 50 basis points make sense. Just by looking at the charts, I'm bullish overall, but I think you have to pay attention to sector rotation. So going into the meeting yesterday, it was really the
30K
sensitive sectors, the defensive sectors that
just
were the leaders.
being randomly
Real
airdropped.
estate, consumer staples,
That's
utilities,
insane.
and then you had
I'll never
cyclicals
understand.
like industrial,
I'll never
financial,
understand.
And then tech was at the bottom. And what I think that you'll see now, and
Bro, it's Tim Apple in the chat.
is I think that you'll see some rotation away from the defensive.
Had 2 trade entries, was to
so
chicken both with
and more
2
so
RR.
into maybe the deeper cyclicals,
Man,
home
why?
builders, regional banks, things like that.
Bitcoin's just following a very high trend right now. Gold.
You know, I can't predict the future, and I don't try to predict the future.
There you
But
go, guys.
based
Broke
on
trend.
the
Look,
data that
I mean, come on. We literally said this earlier. Rejected that imbalance and went lower. Come on, brother. What else do you see here? I mean, come on. Odds were downside. Odds were downside here. You got a bear flag.
So, you know, I don't see a recession. It doesn't mean that we can't have one. It doesn't mean that I'm predicting that we won't have one. But I just don't see anything that there's a recession that's on the, you know, on the surface right now. So as I look at the charts, you know, I increased my tech exposure today. I dialed back some defensive exposure over the last.
Just a bear
few
flag
days.
break.
And I probably
That's a
plan to
very
increase
clean
my
break
cyclicals,
on
whether
gold
it's
there.
banks or home builders over
It's in the
next
node.
days.
Node tried to
Now, I do
bounce.
think
Still off a high,
we're
though.
in that seasonally weak period. The last 2 weeks of September are often seasonally weaker, but it's possible that this Fed rate cut could override that weakness. It's possible that we pulled some of that weakness forward in the first week of September, and then we still have to get through the election. So I'm not going to go out and say we're not going to have any pullbacks, we're not going to have any volatility, because I do think between now and the election,
Hey, what's chat?
I do think there's a chance for some volatility, but I think it would be a pullback in a bigger uptrend.
I appreciate this.
Dennis, I want to learn a lot more about it. I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I'm such an OG in all crypto just because we were here. I was such a... Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask you more questions about everything. But I'm such an OG in all this, guys. Like I originally got into crypto by mining Bitcoin back when it was very easy to be profitable to mine it. Like I have, look at these. Hold on, watch this. Look at this. I have these old S9. I like to keep them around because they're a cool relic to have. Do you guys remember the S9? If you guys mined it, did you ever have an S9? Now they're on like crazy, I don't know, S50 or whatever. I don't know what it is. SJs. I need to put that on a background somewhere. I have like a bunch of those. Now, sadly, they would lose a bunch of money. But they did generate quite a bit of money back in the day when the difficulty wasn't bad. But, yeah, OG big time in Bitcoin. When was the S9 released? Bitmain S9 release date. I'm curious. In 2016, yeah. That was the biggest one at the time. What are they on now? Nah, you could only mine Bitcoin with that. S21. S20. I haven't even looked at mining in a minute. When COVID hit, I turned off all my miners and never looked back. Other than like helium. So this is the S21. Man. It's not terrible. It's actually not that bad. 6,300. That's cheaper than they used to be. Helium's doing good, yeah. I have a decent amount of helium. And I still mine like IoT or whatever. And I've started mobile. I'd love to learn more, Dennis. Seriously. Like, I don't have the time right now to learn it. So I would love to hop on a call. We could chat about it and watch some videos, stuff like that.
At heart, and what I really do like is it's no longer.
That's the best way to go about it. I messed around with the memes before, and like I said, remember I had a chance to make $500,000 on a specific meme coin. I sold it for $100 profit, and so then I was like, I'm never touching meme coins again. This is ridiculous. It's like after that, I was like, I'm done. I can't.
That it's not just tech or it's not just the NASDAQ 100. It's quite a few sectors, and I think overall
this node's holding, man.
A much firmer base and foundation.
Oh, okay.
I'm right there with you, man. I appreciate your perspective.
The helium miners are really good, Brad, right now.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Or sorry, not the helium. The
what's your
mobile ones.
Quick take on the 50 basis point rate cut? Were you surprised by it? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Is this time different? How are you positioning yourself?
Get
yeah,
down,
thanks
dude.
for the question.
Down, brother. All right, we're all done. We're done. I gave you your love.
All that action,
Now you stay down.
I could almost
This is why they're not usually in here, because he always likes to get in my lap when he hears people talk.
A little more instructive here.
It's fine. It wasn't, I've made money on this trade, but it is pain when you look back at it. It's like, oh, it could have been a quarter of $250,000. I probably would have sold when it was, dang, you're needy today. I probably would have sold when it was at like 10K or something, to be honest. I probably wouldn't have held that long. It's one of those things that you wish that you were just locked out of the account and you like came back and it was like, a quarter mil or something.
Also things like
Dude,
GDX,
stop.
which is gold miners,
But
XLF
it's all good.
Financials, XLRE.
What is your problem?
Just talking about here.
What is wrong with you today?
Look at the mix.
I know.
Performance here. I mean, is tech killing you? No, it's up about 1% in the last 3 months.
I'm going to send you outside, boy, if you keep doing this. He said treat time. Probably shouldn't have said that either. You're gonna.
Miners strong. This is not, in my opinion, a flash in the pan because the catalyst driving it.
But,
just, hey, this thing's beaten down.
Yes, sir.
Money at it and see if I'm gonna buy it.
All right, doggy.
It's real.
None of that.
Long-term
Where are we at? We're at 2 minutes.
All
right. I think I'm going to, because these dogs need to even go, they need to go outside anyway. I think we're going to call it there, my friends. I'm going to stay in this space here on X, just in case, they call up or anything. He's always right. He knows when to short. He knows when to short the market. Henry knows when to short it. But I think we're going to call it there. Dennis, we can chat. Let's chat more about it. It'd be cool. But I appreciate you tuning in. We had, that nice little trade up to the, 46 points there. Again, we're trying to pass our top step. We just have another day, but nice little 1,500 today. We had that trade here. I tried it early, and then we talked about it, and then we took it up to the almost a perfect high. So that was a nice little move there. But we have another day of 1,500, and then we should be good. So we'll be back, or I'll probably try to trade that tomorrow. So hopefully Monday we'll be at that. The problem is if tomorrow I can't get exactly 1,500, then we have to trade a few more days to even out the whatever. But it doesn't matter, honestly. It doesn't matter. So we'll do that potentially tomorrow, then maybe next week when we stream in the morning again. We will be trading on a funded, so I'll keep you guys updated with that. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Discord at LuxAlgo. You can literally go on Google and type in LuxAlgo Discord if you want. It's the first one there, okay? Or you can go to the LuxAlgo.com. You can learn about it in our documents if you want, or if you just go to LuxAlgo.com. You can see under resources here, and then you click documents, right? Then you can go to the Discord, and you click community. Okay, you get invited to the Discord. But besides that, make sure you are following the Twitter. Again, Sunday we'll be dropping this news report again. Make sure that you bookmark it if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the news that week. You can have something easily to go back to. Follow the Twitter at LuxAlgo. Very much appreciate it. Our X account. But we keep you updated with everything going on in the market in real time. So nothing to be worried about missing there. Besides that, I do have a personal Twitter now called @IndicatorsWork, aka I'm Mr. Indicator. If you don't think indicators work, you're probably using them wrong. Again, They're not there to fool you, right? They're there to help you. It's about making your life easier. I post daily analysis on NQ and ES sometimes, but then on weekends, which I'm going to repin this now. On weekends, I will post Bitcoin analysis, our monthly Bitcoin breakdown. I'm going to pin this again. But if you're here for crypto or NQ or ES, then that's pretty much what we mostly go over. But our Bitcoin analysis was, guys, I mean, this was on Sunday. I posted on Sunday. We wanted to see this weekly bull flag breakout and then the daily, again, going into that high volume node. Guess where we're at right now? We're up here to 63. So we've made that break into that node, which is really good. Weekly here, actually, let's just look at it real quick. 1 week. Weekly is trying to get out of this. It's trying. Great little weekly candle. I would like to see it close over last week's high. Again, like always, over 60-670 would be great. Would be really nice. So we got a hammer on the monthly chart, which would be really good. If we look at the monthly here, this thing is like more than a hammer now. If the month closes over the high of 65,568, let's see here. What's the actual high on this one? 65,593. So very similar on Coinbase. If it closes over that high, I mean, we're looking for a really big move. So again, if you didn't already remember, didn't hear already 100 times, the biggest thing is the election in 2020 had that big move end of the year. Last 3 months had 170% roughly move in that election year. We have a new election after halving as well. Do we get another 170% move? That would be awesome. To put us well over 150K. So get ready for that, or 100K. I think it is around 150. So get ready for that potential move. I mean, it would be awesome. End of the year, get a mega pump the last 3 years. Would you recommend Lux? What? Lux a newbie? Lux to a newbie? Yeah, Lux to a newbie. Yeah, man. I mean, the biggest thing is identifying key levels. Indicators are going to help you identify those key levels to trade. Like we talked about today on stream, or go back on stream, see how we traded the NQ. Again, we pretty much did it all from the indicators. I'm not going to say that I took buy and sells based off of the indicator specifically, but I used it in analysis with overall price action. Like we had an engulfing candle off this high volume node. It also was, if I were to pull on the price action constants, should be a breaker block here too. And it was also an imbalance that got printed on the high volume node as well down here. So it was like a lot of things lined up for this move to push to 20,200 that were in the indicator. So, yo, nice, Deverman. I appreciate it. But again, if Dennis aired, I'm going to send Dennis right now my Solana address. If Dennis shares the love with me, I'll share the love with you. So Dennis, you hear that? They're counting on you. I'm just kidding. But we'll maybe if something fun happens and something that Dennis shares with me, then we'll definitely do some fun crypto giveaway or something for me personally. But either way, guys, appreciate you tuning in. I will see you guys on Monday. Monday we'll go over market weekly close and all that on Bitcoin. But great job today. Another single trade day, and didn't need much more than that. And we'll be back on Monday. I'll see you then. Thanks again. Good old LuxAlgo live stream. Monday we'll have the lasers and the DJ music and the smoke machine on the crypto streams. That's just how it goes. They're ready to go. We got Pepe here waiting to make his pick as well. But we'll be back, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great